Hey guys! So we're filming a series here on our channel where we do a Q&A with every member of the OwlCrate team, and today I'm going to be asking Cori some questions. You guys submitted questions over on our Instagram page and we got a lot of fun ones, so we're going to do that. But I thought I'd just start by, why don't you tell people what your role is at OwlCrate?
Okay, so if you didn't know, my name is Cori, as Kareena said, and I've been working for OwlCrate for quite a long time now, a few years, and I am what we call our community manager. So I do a lot of the kind of behind the scenes fun things with like our YouTube channel, all of our like Instagram reps and YouTube reps, and just kind of building fun events and ideas for our community.
Yeah,
so,
both online and off.
Online and off,
yeah.
So it's a very fun job. I like it very much, and I'm excited to answer your questions.
Awesome. Let's start. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions regarding OwlCrate stuff.
Sure.
And then a few questions, or fun reading questions.
Sounds good.
So first up, Kala Dry asked, how did you meet Kareena?
I think we actually met in gymnastics when we were about 5 years old, because back in the day, Kareena used to go by Cori, so we both were named Cori in the same small town, and we were in the same little gymnastics class, and that was confusing.
But also a reason to become instant friends.
Exactly. So we've known each other for many, many years.
Yes. Kimberly Donahue Savage asked, how did you get started? And I took that to be like, how did you get started working for OwlCrate?
So I think like way back in the day, what I initially did was our book club on Goodreads.
Yeah.
Which I did like in exchange for an OwlCrate box kind of thing. We no longer have a book club on Goodreads, full disclosure, but we do have one on Facebook if you're interested. And then I kind of came on part-time doing some customer service stuff, just like remotely on my computer. And then I came on board full-time and I left my government job to come do this much funner job.
Yes, and she moved into a new city so that she could be with us.
Yep.
It was a big transition.
Big move, yeah.
Novel Cravings asked, what did you do for work in the past? Which you kind of touched on there, but...
So I've had like 20 different jobs in my life. I've never been fired, but my career before this was, I was a legal assistant for the provincial government of British Columbia. So I worked for lawyers. But yeah, very different job than this one. But
it does, your knowledge of that job comes in handy from time to time.
It does.
Which is great.
I learned a lot in that job for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Fighting the Fatness asks, are there any OwlCrate books or any new releases that you would like to see made into a movie or TV show?
Oh my goodness. Yes. If I think OwlCrate book, I think Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue would make an excellent movie.
It would be so much fun.
It would be so much fun. I think Heartless could make like a fun movie by Marissa Meyer.
Yes.
And I mean, I just want to. It is kind of happening. Like Licorice Shivers is already happening on Netflix, and I'm excited for that.
Yes. All right. This one I will not be offended by your answer. I just think it'll be an interesting answer. Okay, author Helen Powers asked, what are your favorite and least favorite OwlCrate books?
Oh, really getting the tea.
The tea!
Oh gosh, picking a favorite is so hard. Like I go back to like The Serpent King, and I really like Shadow of the Fox, and Pride, those ones stand out and came in the same box, which is great. So many OwlCrate books I really love.
Which is good.
Which is good. Crown of Feathers is a more recent one that I just really fell in love with. I'm in the middle of We Hunt the Flame, and so far so good. As for least favorite, I feel like it's probably one of the ones that's like from way back in like 2015. Like I didn't really love Soundless.
That's November 2015.
What's the one with the Brontes?
World of Ink and Shadow.
World of Ink and Shadow. Although I didn't hate those books, but I mean, I just feel like now we have so much more quality.
I was just gonna say, like, publishing in general was so different back in 2015, early 2016. Like, it's gotten just better and better every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't like hate those books. But now they're just so much better.
Yeah. Okay. Allison Rose 711 asked, are there any past books you wish you'd had in an OwlCrate box? I just thought it'd be fun to, like, if you could control.
Yeah, I think because I jumped on Six of Crows really early. I jumped on that train before it took off, shall we say. So that's one that I always comes to mind. Just because how much fun would that have been?
Yeah. I jumped on the train very late. Very late. Yeah.
I just remember I only really remember because I remember being at YALLFest, our first year at YALLFest, and I stood in line for Marissa Meyer for ages because you guys had to go to something. And I missed Lee Bardugo, and now never again.
Sorry.
But we got signed by Marissa Meyer.
True. That was a big line for Marissa.
It was when Winter came out.
Yeah. Books and Libros asks, how do you come up with the super creative Owl Babble questions? What's the process? And I guess you should explain what Owl Babble is.
In case you're unfamiliar, Owl Babble is our monthly Instagram live we have with the authors of the books we put in the box. It's super fun. I'm so glad we started to do it.
Yeah.
You really get a chance to talk to authors face to face, which is cool. But I came up, basically I brainstorm like 7 or 8 questions every month that are spoiler free and are just like fun questions inspired by the book of the month. And Kareena helps me a lot of the time because it is really a brainstorming session to just like find fun details from the book and just like bring questions to life from the details without bringing spoilers in.
It's challenging to not have spoilers. But basically I guess what we do is like we sit down together each month and we kind of just like discuss the main fun things that are included in the book, and then we try and write a question.
And, like I'll often like try to find like a small detail about the book that's not spoilery. Like I always think of from Twinkle with Love when like her dad is like makes the world's best like chocolate banana pancakes or something like that, and so I asked like if anybody had like a secret recipe or something like that. Fun. So like we just try to like pick small details and general themes and then try to come up with unique ideas, which is challenging.
Yes, it's hard not to use the same questions
over and over again.
Yeah.
We do recycle them after a few months, but we try not to do it month after month.
Yeah. But it's really fun because that way anybody can join us and answer the questions and you don't have to have read the book yet.
Exactly.
But, yes. Books and Libros also ask, what's the best part of your job and the worst?
Well, Kareena... No, I'm just kidding. I think we all say this and it sounds really cheesy, but the best part of my job is like talking to you guys, like talking to our community, because our community is that, it's community. It's just like, I love that you don't have to be a subscriber to be, you know, part of our community. We would love for you to be a subscriber, obviously, but like I just love that we can just jump on Instagram on Monday mornings and over 100 people will tune in and watch us answer random questions. So yeah. Worst part is, and I think again we probably all struggle with this, is it's hard to shut it off. It's hard to shut it off. The internet is a beast and like 99% of the time it's wonderful, but even wonderful is exhausting sometimes.
Yeah. None of us are very good at our own boundaries between personal life and work life, and it kind of blends together.
Yeah.
Partly because we enjoy it so much,
true.
But it's like, it's hard to turn it off, like once you leave the office, to not check the OwlCrate social medias or anything. It's like, I think that's the only thing not the only thing, but the biggest thing I miss from having an office, like 9 to 5 job, was when I clocked out on Friday, I was done until Monday. Yeah. So like that's kind of the only thing, but it's just, I think we've gotten better at it over the years, but it's hard to, if a crisis comes up, it's hard to ignore it, even though the internet's not going to burn down. And OwlCrate's not going to burn down.
Exactly. But so I think that's the thing I struggle with the most, but it's a good problem to have.
NT Blue Turtle 0908 asks, how do you complete your TBR list for OwlCrate and your personal reading list?
So I actually don't have to do a lot of reading for OwlCrate. I typically only read like the books we've included that month. Like again, I haven't finished We Hunt the Flame. We're reading it for book club now. But once in a while I'll like help you, like if you need a second opinion on a book or something like that. But typically I don't have to do a lot of OwlCrate reading. Most of my reading is personal, and obviously I'll use those books in like our YouTube videos and stuff, but that's not for work. So yeah, my personal TBR is most of what I read, and then I just have to read the one OwlCrate book a month.
Yeah. Bookish Wren asked, if you could curate a box around any book, which would you choose?
Can we do it like limited edition box?
Yeah,
so that everything is themed?
Yes.
Oh gosh, this is a hard question.
Yeah, there's so many.
Thinking off the top of my head, I would have to pick a Brandon Sanderson book, just because I'm me. And we'll try to pick I think Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson, because it's a standalone for now. It's been out for many years, and there's only one of them. Just because that's kind of, there would be some fun things to put in that box. So yeah, I have to pick a Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah. You just wouldn't be you if you
Yeah.
didn't. Bibliofilm asked, what's your all-time favorite OwlCrate novel? Did I already ask?
You asked like similar, but yeah. I can't pick one, but I think my brain's gonna go like Ace of Shades, Shadow of the Fox. For contemporary, it's definitely Pride.
Yeah. Those are good ones.
Those are good ones.
All right, now we're gonna get into some just like fun bookish reading questions.
All right.
Sugoi Sean asked, what's your favorite book?
The world's most difficult question. I'm gonna say A Little Life by Hani Yanagihara. That could change if you asked me again tomorrow.
Val Books of Leisure asked, what's your go-to genre?
Fantasy. I love fantasy. I read a lot of fantasy, but I've been diving more into sci-fi lately.
With Anne E asked, you have so many books to read, how often do you reread favorites?
I actually reread books quite a bit. I try to reread one book a month. I don't always get to that goal, but I do reread, you know, probably at least a dozen books a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Novel Cravings has a whole bunch of fun questions.
Okay.
So these next few are all from her. What's one bookish thing on your bucket list?
My bucket list?
Yeah.
I would really like to go to YALC.
Mm.
Which is the Young Adult Literature Convention in London. I think that would be really fun. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Would you rather only be able to listen to audiobooks or only read YA hardbacks for a year?
I'm gonna say... I think I'm gonna say audiobooks, because then I could still read the books that are coming out in hardback.
Yeah.
Via audio.
Yeah.
So
and then you wouldn't lose your adult fantasy.
And I wouldn't lose my other genres. Yeah.
Would you ever get a second cat or another pet?
I would love to have another pet. I'm coming to learn that Steven is my cat, if you didn't know. I have a big cat named Steven. I'm coming to learn that he probably wouldn't love a companion. He's 6 now. He's kind of getting stuck in his ways. But I would love to have another pet. I would love to have a dog someday.
Oh, yeah. What's the best thing about your new house?
It has really high ceilings. And by really high, I mean normal height, 8-foot ceilings.
Which is high for shorties.
Which is
like
high for me. I'm constantly worried that I'm going to set off the smoke alarm because it's in the ceiling. And I'm like, how do you turn it off? But yeah, I really like the high ceilings, and having all linoleum floors is nice. No more carpets.
No more carpets. Okay. Final question from Novel Cravings is, how many bookshelves do you have?
Well, I used to have 11 Gersby bookshelves from IKEA, and then a bunch of other random bookshelves. Probably about 16 or 17 in total.
Wow.
I got rid of most of my Gersby bookshelves when I moved because I need taller bookshelves now that I have said 8-foot ceilings. So right now I don't have that many bookshelves. I just have a lot of boxes of books.
Yes. She's setting up her library again.
It's happening though.
Yeah. Rami Katea asked, what's one of your favorite books that you've reread many times?
I mean, Harry Potter. Although I haven't reread Harry Potter in about 6 years.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I've read A Dark Shade of Magic a few times. I've read Six of Crows a few times. I've reread The Way of Kings a couple times. Yeah, I haven't reread anything like 7 or 8, like nothing more, like nothing like Harry Potter. But I have read things like 3 times.
Yeah, which is pretty good. Brielle Costumes asked, favorite adult fantasy read? She reads a lot of these, you guys.
I gotta spit out the ones that are just like the classics, like Name of the Wind, Mistborn, Lies of Locke Lamora. Those are all kind of like the ones that made me fall in love with adult fantasy.
Yeah.
So
there's a reason why people love those ones so much. This is also from Brielle Costumes. What Hogwarts house would your cat be in?
Oh, goodness. Steven. I think Steven is a Slytherin.
Oh, dang.
Because he knows what he wants. And he lets me know what he wants. He's very into getting his own way. So.
That's funny. Cori's a Gryffindor,
It's
by
true.
the way, so it's funny that works.
Yeah.
And this is also from Brielle Costumes. If you could visit any fictional world for a week, where would it be?
I mean, Hogwarts. I'm sorry to like feel like such a basic answer, but
Come on.
can I but also have magic during that week?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Unless you get kicked out of Hogwarts.
Yeah, jeez.
The book's Music Life asked, if you could meet one author, living or dead, who would it be and what would you say?
Oh, jeez.
Putting her on the spot.
Who would it be and what would I say? I think we say this too. We've been really lucky to have met most of our favorite authors.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've been eloquent every time we've met our favorite
We still
authors.
fangirl and get shy and awkward
We
most
do.
times.
I think, oh goodness, I have to say Brandon Sanderson again. I met him once. He was I think the first author I ever met. I think it was at our first year at YALLFest, the same one as Marissa Meyer.
Yeah.
And I just like, there's a picture of me and him and I look like I'm dying on the inside. I'm so nervous. I'd also like to meet Sabaa Tahir again, because again, I met her and was just like a shaking mess for no reason. She's lovely. But just remember being like, ah. But, so I'd like to meet them again so I could seem like a human being.
Is there anyone that you haven't met that you want to?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure.
J.K. Rowling?
Eh.
Oh!
I'd love to meet Marie Lou. I've never met her. She seems lovely. Tara Mafi would be cool.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure there's people that I'm like N.K. Jemisin if we're gonna say like adult authors.
Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah. All of them. Anybody I haven't met yet, I would like to meet.
Michelle Rady asked, how do you get out of a reading slump?
I actually don't get into reading slumps very often.
Luckily.
Yes, luckily. But my recommendation is always to read something you can finish really quickly. So like a short comic book or something that has been a favorite and you know you can read very quickly and will bring you happiness. Like, I think, but for me, the act of finishing something is inspiring.
I totally agree.
So if I can just read like a quick, like middle grade graphic novel or something, I'm like, ha, I did it, and then I can move on.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Sorry, you got an itch in the eyeball. She also asked, how do you read so many books?
I just spend a lot of time reading.
She puts in the work, people.
Yeah, so I have a pretty long commute, so it's about an hour each way, so that's 2 hours every day of reading. And then when I'm at home cleaning and stuff like that, I'm listening to an audiobook. Anytime I'm walking, I'm listening to an audiobook. Not every time, but like most times. And I always have a book in my bag, and if I'm stuck somewhere for 10 minutes, I whip it out and read it.
Yes.
That's my secret.
Books and Mac asked, what book always makes you cry?
Oh gosh. I actually don't know if I've ever reread a book that's made me cry, because why would I do that to myself? But like, for a long time, especially growing up, books really didn't make me cry. So like Harry Potter didn't make me cry. It made me sad at times, but it didn't make me cry. But I don't know that I've ever reread a book that made me cry. But just while we're here, last night I finished a book that made me cry, and it was called A Short History of the Girl Next Door, and I wasn't expecting it. I had no idea what it was about. And then I cried a lot. But I'm not gonna reread it.
It's also hard, I think, because to reread it, you might not cry again because you know what's coming and you've already
like prepared yourself.
Yeah, part of it I think is like the shock of something really sad happening, but
oh. All right, was that all the questions?
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, you guys, for sending those questions in. If any of those were you, we're going to be back with another video or with another team member. I'm not sure who's going to come up next, but we shall see.
And there were a few of you that asked questions that were actually more geared towards what I do at OwlCrate. So if you asked a question and you didn't get it answered, that's probably why. And I guess we can just leave a link to the Q&A with me down below if you're curious about like what goes into building the OwlCrate boxes and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching our video with Cori, the lovely Cori.
Thank you.
The OwlCrate community would not be the same without her.
Oh,
it's true. It's so true.
If you guys have any other questions for me, you can leave them down in the comments. I'll happily answer your questions down there as well. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Happy reading and thanks for being awesome. Bye.
Bye.